Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Layback Gamer, and look at that. I happen to be just in time for this. I was just finishing up a nice session of Star Sector where I'm not going to spoil that. Let's just say it was a very good session indeed. Oh, I'm so proud of myself with it. But anyways, while I was here, I happened to have my Steam page pulled up and noticed that hey, we got a new page update, and looks like a big bunch of fleshy abominations. So let's go ahead and get into this. Anomoly Preview 1. Fleshbeast, Fleshmass Heart, Pitgate, and Dreadmeld. Now, I'm wondering if the genetics team is going to incorporate some of this into the failures. That, I think that's a good opportunity right there for them. That's my personal opinion, though. Apologies if I sound a little under the weather. I have been sick for the past few days. I think I'm just recovering here, but I might be a little more, coughing a bit more than usual. Anyways, in the narrative framework of Anomoly, there are many threats, some mysterious and attractive, like the delightful golden cube, others insidious and progressive, like the metal horror infestations. Finally, some threats are direct and aggressive. Today's feature blogs covers the latter, a family of new fleshy terrors in the expansion, the squealing flesh beast, the disgusting mama, and all-consuming Fleshmass Heart. I like this. Now, I don't think, can I zoom in on this? I cannot. So I can't pull this up on a different screen, which is unfortunate. Anyways, the Flesh Beast, you intercept a distress signal from a nearby camp. A frantic voice begs you to save them from something horrible, and offers everyone at their camp in return, including shards of dark arco technology. I knew it! I knew when I saw those pieces in some of those preview pictures that they were corrupt or all in pieces of Architect technology. I knew it. Oh, I knew we were going to get that, and that presents a very interesting side. As the voice tries to explain what happens, the signal goes dead. If you choose to help this poor soul, assemble your caravan and come well armed. And it looks like we got some of the fleshy masses here. A few of these flesh creatures. Looks like there's a pit there that maybe it popped out of. Is this one of those Fleshmass hearts? I think that is. I think that is. This is definitely something that Vanilla Genetics should incorporate into their mod. Like just some of the absolute catastrophic, like the ultimate failure results in this. I know they had the flesh abhorrence as well as those flesh flies and the disgust and that flesh stuff that spreads. But I think this needs to be like one step above that. You fail a genetic experiment and or it gets corrupted, something happens, and a flesh heart appears from it to consume your entire base. Oh, that would be. Whew. Anyways, you arrive and it's a massacre. Bodies everywhere, fleshy creatures roam freely, and throbbing tissues cake the walls of the encampment. Giant burrows dot the ground's surface, connecting the tunnels deep in the earth. Cancerous enemies are an amalgamation of many tissues and parts. When you destroy a bigger one, it explodes into several smaller creatures. This means one flesh creature can become many and easily overwhelm your soldiers and defenses. Yeah, not some of the stuff that I can come together with. Oh, yeah. Some of the things I can bring to battle, well, depending on the mod. Well, at least with the vanilla expanded, these flesh creatures very nice. But have they tried facing against a big tank? Anyways, embedded in these organic mass are flesh bulbs, organs that store and refine nutrients. This chemical process generates a soft bioluminescent glow, allowing you to see the full extent of the horror day or night. If you're fortunate when investigating in an area blighted by the fleshy mass, you might stumble across a swollen lump with something inside. These are flesh sacks, stationary flesh beasts. that act as digestive organs, supplying the surrounding flesh mass with nutrients. Note that the flesh sacs are unable to break down non-organic matter, meaning that valuable items can occasionally be found within if you decide to go rummaging in there. Okay, so I guess maybe that's what these are. These are the flesh sacs that they're talking about. There are many approaches to clearing out a flesh infestation. You could focus on systematically slaughtering the remaining flesh beasts with guns, or bring out the incinerary to properly cleanse the area, with risk of destroying flammable loot, or work on filling their burrows first to prevent further reinforcements. That's interesting. Personally, I would prefer to go in with a big torch and burn the place down, or with the Bunsen's. But I was excited. Like, my favorite features so far are all the features brought in 1.5, but Anomoly again is looking to be fantastic. Oh my indeed. If you're unfortunate enough to encounter the Fleshmass Heart, it starts with a small circle of terrain that shifts and cracks apart, pulsating rhythmically as something digs upward. Eventually, the Fleshmass Heart will emerge. It is a cancer-like creature that grows flesh across and under the surface. From the heart grows the flesh mass. This is an enormous assimilating creature that spreads across the landscape, consuming and covering the whole map with a quivering mass of meat. Their adjective game is on point. It defends itself with beasts and acid. You must fight to acquire samples of the nervous system, then study them until you can venture into its heart and kill it for good. Alright, so I'm assuming this bulb here is the heart. And these are either defenders or like a form of turret and the like. My god, this base is absolutely wrecked. I think these are painted over walls. Pretty sure these walls are painted over and not actual material. Oh, that poor colonist. That poor colonist is stuck inside. What's that? What is that? Is that a ideology design thing, or is that actually something? I'm not sure. That's probably not a good thing that this creature is stuck in there, though. Oh, hold on. That does look like an automated door. It does look like a 2-wide auto door. I hope it is. Because if we only had the one ornate door, I was gonna kind of underwhelmed by that. I was excited to see the 2 doors, and we're hoping that it came in a couple different varieties, like you had, you know, your ornate, maybe a standard, and an auto door. Honestly, that's enough. That my opinion, that's all we really need. Save the other stuff for the doors expanded mod. Anyways, the resulting flesh mass is a solid wall of twisted flesh which throbs and shivers with horrible life. As it grows from the heart, it puts arterial roots into the ground in its quest for nutrient. For any nearby colonists, the choices are simple: flee the colony or discover how to destroy the flesh mass. Whilst the heart itself is invulnerable due to its rapid regeneration, the mass is susceptible to attacks. However, that doesn't mean it isn't without weapons. Yeah, I thought these were sort of a turret-like thing. And I wonder what this is. Maybe a pod that explodes afterwards that deploys troops? Oh, this is cool. This is really cool. Anywho. Embedded in the mass are spitters, defensive organs that filter toxins from the surrounding biomass, concentrate them into potent acid, then spit them in long distances. You don't want your colonists to get hit by these. Probably not. The second line of defense for the flesh beasts, which normally emerge in the temporary pit burrows that connect to a cave network below. Oops, I think I read that wrong. I read that as if there's going to be another point. These can roughly be categorized depending on their mass. Tough spikes are man-sized lumps of roiling flesh, not rolling, with 2 spiked limbs, quote-unquote, and a carton armored carapace. Tri-spikes are smaller 3 pronged entities which break down into singularity finger spikes. Oh, that's lovely. When killed, all the spike entities also throw hardened keratin or bone spikes. We're seeing some of these enemies right here. So, oh, there's one of those big worms in there. I like how this guy's continuing to study, like, yep, just remain calm, just continue to study. No need to worry about the massive creatures outside or the worm we have on the inside. Just keep studying, just keep studying. I have to admit, for all of these photos, and this also includes ones in the past, whoever does this is absolute, oh, excuse me, they do an absolute fantastic job with layout, actually using everything at the disposal, and it just looks really nice, is what I'm trying to say. Definitely a lot nicer than some of my bases that I've built. Most of mine, it's, yep, here's a box, here's another box, and another box. Mine is lots of boxes, hallways that you can wander through, very little outdoor space until you get to outside. Essentially what my new Kaloon walled city was going to eventually be like. Well, and will eventually be like, once we get started on the next one. Once your colonists have defeated the Fleshbeasts and killed enough Fleshbeast nerve bundles, they'll be gathered in several nearby neural lumps. Research these and you'll discover the secret to defeating the heart, allowing you to capture and study it. Oh wait, you thought that was the end? That's just one way it could go. The Pit Gate. Another time, the ground might shake with a different result. Now, a larger piece of terrain has begun to sinking into the depths, forming a deepening hole, much wider than before. Inhuman shrieks rise from the depths. It'd be wise to move your colonists, buildings, and items away from the emergence point. I think we saw this photo in the first one. Some of the other, these Fleshbeasts. Within, oh, this must be, oh my. I didn't even realize, hold on a second. Are you telling me we could go under, there's Z levels now incorporated into this? Let's keep reading. Within a day, the pit's floor will vanish from sight, falling into the depths where the flesh mass heart came from. A pit gate has formed and will remain open until you collapse it, occasionally releasing foes. To celebrate, a horde of flesh beasts emerges along with a noxious stench of rot. To close the gate, colonists must descend into it. Oh, that is, wow, okay, alright. I don't think I read, I don't, if this was mentioned in the first post, I completely missed that, and that's my bad. I thought, I was reading the post that the Vanilla Expanded dev team had wrote up, and they had mentioned one of the mods they would work on in the future, I think Mining Expanded, would have you go down into the deep levels. I thought they were putting that. I didn't realize this was coming in base game into code. Okay, that is a feature I've been dying to see ever since the Z mod came out. I had tried it out in a experimental series I was going to release, but it didn't really end up working in the end. Now we actually have this base game. Oh, that's awesome. And also, this game is starting to look a lot more like Dwarf Fortress. I'm curious, will the next expansion, by the way, I haven't played any Dwarf Fortress. I'd love to play Dwarf Fortress. Let me know if you want to see some Dwarf Fortress on the channel. I'm wondering if the next expansion is going to release dwarves into it. Anyways, in all seriousness, let's continue. Upon the ground is all flesh, having infested a massive cave system. The tunnels are so crammed with biomass that it's supporting the ceiling and walls, making it thoroughly unstable. Defeat the motive force of the flesh mass and the tunnel should collapse. Oh, please, I cannot wait 3 more weeks and then this will be out. You can bet I'm gonna have a playthrough of this when it releases. That motive force is housed in a Dreadmeld, a mammoth leader creature made up of dozens of smaller flesh beasts and buried in the stinking flesh mass. How many times am I going to say this, I wonder? Its psychic connection to the flesh mass filling the cavern is strong. So strong that killing the Dreadmeld will destabilize the whole organism. If you manage to take down the flesh mama, grab what you can, particularly these strange architect shards it drops, excuse me, and flee before it collapses and buries you all. Okay, that's interesting. It has got a bunch of art. Is this it here? Because we're seeing the... No, these are... this is different. These are different things. Are these the... I think these might be the tough spot. These are definitely the tri-spikes there. This is the single ones, but what are these guys? I think this is a different flesh piece entirely. So no, this is the tough spike. So what's this then? What are these two then? I don't know. Also, the fact that these have strange architect shards in them. I think this must be the corrupted architect pieces that we had seen. So I guess this is one of the ways to be able to pick them up. Now, if only we could figure out what they could do. And also, I'm just thinking mod potential here. It was funny. The other day I was reading. I decided to go back and reread from the vanilla expanded team, the Archotech expanded that they've got planned for. Let's be real, 2025. They ain't getting it out this year. Well, unless this is just me speculating. I don't actually know. They're not. I don't think they're going to be able to get it out this year. Because it's just too... There's so much to do. It's just so much and so much cool things to come out of this. But anyways. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I don't really know what I was going to say anymore. My mind just... This is just so freaking cool. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see this. The Z-level portion is also awesome. Is it in base game or is it just an anomaly? That's the only other thing that I question there. Well, at least right now. Anyways, let's keep reading and I'll have some closing thoughts in a bit. So that's the flesh mass, an amorphous, expanding cancerous blob from the dark beyond. Whenever it arrives as a distress call, bursts from the ground. Whether it arises as a distress call, bursts from the ground as a flesh mass heart, or lurks beneath in the twisted form of the Dreadmeld, it just wishes to be loved, or rather consume all life and turn it into more of itself. Who can't empathize with that? Oh, I think Nurgle would be very loving of this creature. We hope you enjoyed our darling flesh things. Yep, I've already got it wish listed. And I cannot wait for more. Honestly, I was expecting this to come out like every Thursday up until the release. We got 3 weeks left to wait on this. I hope, and this would be fantastic, if they release this on either a Friday or a Saturday. Good shit. What's 3 weeks is 1, 2, 3. Theoretically, it should be released on the. If it's 3 weeks from today, which I don't think it's going to, which maybe it might be, that'd be the 13th of April. Oh, that'd be nice. It'd be very nice if it was released on a Saturday. I can get everything planned, everything I want that day finished in advance, and have the entire day just to play Anomoly. Oh, that would be exciting. I would be pumped for that. So yeah, a bit of closing thoughts. Very excited. This seems really, really cool. Definitely has... Well, there's also a lot of modding potential around this, especially when I mentioned Vanilla Genetics Expanded. I'm very curious to see these corrupted Archotech pieces that we saw a couple little snippets of it in the previous video. Yeah, sorry, in the previous one. I think it mentioned it somewhere up here. Right there, in Shards of Dark Architect Technology. I'm very curious to see on how that plugs into the lore. Kind of makes sense, you know, the architects out there, probably super powerful creatures, as in Architect Expanded, what the ambitious plan they have planned for, like an all-knowing kind of godlike entity. I guess the precursors would be the best thing maybe to compare them to from Halo universe, or Zelnaga from StarCraft. What's another game I could compare it to? Yeah, I'm not sure. Those are the two major examples I got, but sort of they are the sort of those entities, and there's also, I guess, now there's dark versions of them. Could be dark versions of them because of these horror creatures. Either way, I'm super excited about this. I cannot wait to see another announcement for it. It'll be very, very awesome. I cannot wait for this to come out. Anyways, I've got to get this uploaded really quickly, so thank you for tuning in. I'm the Layback Gamer, and until our next update, I'm sorry, I should rephrase that. Until the next update, this isn't my update. Until the next update that gets posted, try that again. Take it easy.